Okay, continuing with the single dart series, now we're going to learn how to manipulate the dart using the pivotal technique. Okay, different from the slap and spread technique, in this case, before we start doing anything, we need to figure it out within the outline of the patterns, where do I want the dart to be? Where I want to move this dart to? Okay, so where do you guys want to move this dart to? This dart right here on the waistband, where do you guys want to see it?
Let's do it in a corner.
In a corner right here? You like this? Okay, so to do this technique, I'm going to pick this corner right here, where I'm going to be moving this dart. Is going to be moved to that corner. Okay, so you're going to start tracing the pattern, always marking the dart that is closer to the center front. So I'm going to start right here in that dart lead. I'm going to mark around. Let me make sure that this is on a straight line. Okay, so I start right here, tracing, tracing, tracing. When I get to the point where I want my dart to be moved, I stop, right? I'm going to put the pencil, I'm going to put it on my vanishing point, and I'm going to pivot my dart, closing the dart. Okay, that's called the pivotal technique. I close my dart. You see now the lead is on my first notch right here. I go back to where I stop, and I continue tracing until I close completely. I make sure that I mark the vanishing point. I use my ruler to connect the points. And now I'm going to move the vanishing point again 5A away from the original vanishing point. I'm going to connect the dart lead, going to close the dart. Actually, on the other lead is again. I'm going to use the tracing wheel. And as you guys see, when I close my dart, I have the same shape, the original shape of the body, okay? That is using the pivotal technique, okay? So now, let's do another one.
Do we still add seam allowances on that one?
Yes, yes. Okay. In this case, since this is a corner dart, I suggest you to get rid of the dart intake and just add half an inch seam allowance, so you don't have this amount of fabric in a corner. So it's easier to just add seam allowance. So this way, when you close your dart, you don't have that excess of fabric in the corner. Okay, exactly as you guys did using the slap and spread technique. Okay, so let's do it again. Remember, the first step here is to choose where do you guys want the dart. Where do you guys want it? Averador, show me a place where you want to see the dart. No, we already did a corner. Let's pick maybe the mid or the arm. Okay, so I'm going to move this dart from my waistline to the middle of the arm using the pivotal technique. I am going to put a mark right here where I'm going to move it. Again, I make sure that the center front is on a straight line. I'm going to start here in the lead that is close to my center front. I'm going to trace. When I get here, I'm going to stop. I'm going to close my dart, making sure that I always have the pen on the vanishing point. I start where I stop, continue to tracing my pattern. Then I'm just going to mark the dart lead. I'm going to move the vanishing point 5/8 away, and I'm going to build the new dart lead. I'm going to close the dart, folding the lead closer to the waistline against the other one. Using the tracing wheel, you want to follow the shape or the arm. I'm going to trim a little bit the excess of the fabric. Again, the same result I'm using the slap and spread technique. Okay, it had to keep the shape, the volume for the breast. It doesn't matter what technique that you guys use, it's always had to keep the same result. Okay? Thank you.
When I pivot,